the most auspicious day where we are welcoming Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. It's a bhakti movement. He's a founder Acharya, so it is very, very important that we worship Srila Prabhupada in a deity form, in a Murthi form. So Prabhupada is automatically present in our lives when we follow his instructions very sincerely. So we don't need a deity form in one sense, but the deity form is also indispensable to all of us to remind us that Srila Prabhupada, because of his mercy, we are practicing bhakti in this Western world. So that is his mercy. So the deity form is reminding us that. And Shastras also say that, when we worship the deity, that Krishna presents, Krishna is there in the deity form when we sincerely worship with love. Similarly, the Acharya is also present when you worship the Murti or the deity form very lovingly, very sincerely, and following his instructions. And we derive the Acharya Shakti, very, very important. We get Krishna's blessings, Krishna Shakti. Then we follow the Bhakti, then we get Bhakti Shakti. We worship the Acharyas, then we get the Acharya Shakti. So that's what we are trying to do. And Srila Prabhupada is coming to our temple today and is going to be present here eternally to bless us. So today we all can pray to Srila Prabhupada very sincerely, lovingly, that he can bless us so we can serve his mission in Austin. What is our mission? Mission is to spread the holy names all over the world, all over Austin. Spread the movement of Bhakti movement all over Austin. So that's our prayer. So with that, we are going to start the ceremonies with a beautiful bhajan and kirtan sung by Neha Mataji. I also want to take this opportunity to recognize Umesh Prabhu and Neha Mataji for arranging the deity. It is their desire that Prabhupada should be present in our temple in a deity form. And they put all the effort and they made all the arrangements. So I'm very grateful to both of them for doing this. So with that, Neha Mataji will sing a beautiful bhajan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale. Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini. Nirvishesha Shunyavati Pashyata Deshatarini. Nirvishesha Shunyavati Pashyata Deshatarini. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktivinoda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Guru Dasi Trin Pekha Atihina Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Guru Dasi Trin Pekha Atihina Gurudev Trin Kripa Bindu Diya Guru Dasi Trin Pekha Atihina Kripa Bindu Diya Guru Dasi Trin Pekha Atihina Shakal Sahane Bala Diya Koro Shakal Sahane Bala Diya Koro Nij Mane Sprihahina Nij Mane Sprahina Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Guru Dasi Trin Pekha Atihina Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Guru Dasi Trin Pekha Atihina Shakale Sammana Korite Shakati Shakala Sammana Korite Shakati Dehunatha Jatha Jatha Dehunatha Jatha Jatha Gurudev Kripa Bindu Diya Guru Dasi तृणपेखा अतिहीना गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया कुरुवे दासे तृणपेखा अतिहीना गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया कुरुवे दासे तृणपेखा अतिहीना आ आ आ कबेहीनो कृपा लाभिए जन कृतार्था होइबे नाथ कबेहीनो कृपा लाभिए जन कृतार्था होइबे नाथ शक्ति बुद्धिहीन आमी आते दीन कोरो मोरे आत्मसाथा शक्ति बुद्धिहीन आमी आते दीन कोरो मोरे आत्मसाथा आ आ जो गया था विचारे किछु नहीं पाए तो मरा करुणा सारा जो गया था विचारे किछु नहीं पाए तुम्हारा करुणा सारा गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया कोरोए दासे तृणपेखा अतिहीना गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया कोरोए दासे तृणपेखा अतिहीना करुणा न होइले कांदिया कांदिया प्राण न राखिबो आरा करुणा होइले कांदिया कांदिया प्राण न राखिबो आरा गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया कुरुए दासे तृणपेखा अतिहीना गुरुदेव कृपा बिंदु दिया कुरुए दासे तृणपेखा अतिहीना हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Shri Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Next song is Yadi Prabhupada na hoy to. यदि प्रभुपाद न होय तो तबे के होय तो जीवन बाहित कैसे यदि प्रभुपाद न होय तो तबे के होय तो जीवन बाहित कैसे यदि प्रभुपाद न होय तो तबे के होय तो जीवन बाहित कैसे यदि प्रभुपाद होय तो तबे के होय तो जीवन बाहित कैसे निताय गोरेरान अपरा करुणा के दीता सकल देशे निताय गोरेरान अपरा करुणा के दीता सकल देशे यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता ये जीवन बहता कैसे यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता ये जीवन बहता कैसे निताय गौरा की असीम करुणा फैलाते दुनिया में कैसे निताय गौरा की असीम करुणा फैलाते दुनिया में कैसे यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता ये जीवन बहता कैसे पाश्चात्योता पापी दुराचारी शून्यवादी मायावादी तदेरा उधार करी बड़े मनाहीन कौन दया निधि तदेरा उधार करी बड़े मनाहीन कौन दया निधि दुनिया में कितने पापी दुराचारी शून्यवादी मायावादी उन सब का उद्धार करता कौन कौन है सदया निधि यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता ये जीवन बहता कैसे यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता ये जीवन बहता कैसे तदेरा निकट कौन जना सी बिलाते हरि नाम। तेरा निकटे कौन जना बिलाते हरि नाम। सभ्य जीव रूपे गरीते तदेरा के हैते अज्ञोयान। यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता, ये जीवन बहता कैसे। उन लोगों तक जाता कौन और कौन बांटता हरि नाम। सभ्य जीवन जिया जाए कैसे, कौन देता ये ज्ञान। यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता, ये जीवन बहता कैसे। यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता, ये जीवन बहता कैसे। देशे देशे हरि विग्रह सेवा आरती रात्रि दिने। देशे देशे हरि विग्रह सेवा आरती रात्रि दिने। रथ यात्रादि महोत्सव सब सिखाते कौन जाने। दुनिया में हर कोने अब में होती हरि विग्रह की सेवा। रथ यात्रा जैसे महाउत्सव करने हमको सिखाता कौन। यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता, ये जीवन बहता कैसे। यदि प्रभुपाद होते तो क्या होता, ये जीवन बहता कैसे। गीता भागवत चैतन्य चरित्र प्रेम अमृत रस सारो। कथा ना सुंदर सरल करिए के बुझाए तारो। गीता भागवतम चैतन्य चरित में है अमृत कृष्ण नाम। कौन है आखिर जिसने किया समझाना इसको आसान। यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता, ये जीवन बहता कैसे। यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता, ये जीवन बहता कैसे। कष्ट सही प्रीतमा निराही के व्याधिता हरि नाम। के दीता मंदिर पूरी वृंदावन मायापुर मथुर धाम। कौन इतने कष्ट से कर भी था दिल उधर जो बांटता हरि नाम। कौन देता पूरी वृंदावन मायापुर जैसा धाम। मायापुर जैसा धाम। यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता, जीवन बहता कैसे। यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता, ये जीवन बहता कैसे। परम मंगल श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु राम। शिक्षा आचार्य प्रचार्य सदा मदेरे के करी तनियोजन श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की शिक्षाएं है दुनिया का धन परम इस स्थान के आचार्य प्रचार करने का किसने किया नियोजन यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता ये जीवन रहता कैसे यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता ये जीवन बहता कैसे प्रेम कल्पतारू कृपा कनालाभी बरे निरावधि जय पता काहे दे तुम निरावधि जया पता काहे दया तुम्हारी शरण को रे तुम्हारी शरण को रे यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता ये जीवन बहता कैसे यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता ये जीवन बहता कैसे यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तबे के होता ये जीवन बहता कैसे यदि प्रभुपाद न होते तो क्या होता ये जीवन बहता हरे कृष्णा शब्द की जय
That was a wonderful bhajan by Mataji and Kimberly. Thank you very much for playing a beautiful harmonium and Kirtan for Mridanga. Who played Kartal? Beautiful Kartal. So now the bhajans and Kirtans are going to continue. The special event, a special thing is going to happen now. Prabhupada is going to arrive shortly in 3 minutes. Be ready. Acharya is going to come. So we are going to welcome him with flower petals. We are going to throw on his, put it on his lotus feet. And Umesh Prabhu, Satyarupa Prabhu will carry Prabhupada deity inside. And Kamalanayana Prabhu will do Chamra. Radha Prabhu is going to do a live telecast of the beautiful event that's going to take place. Then Prabhupada will come. When he comes, we all have to stand up. Because when Acharya comes, we give respect, stand up. So then Prabhupada will come and he will sit here on this beautiful Vyasasana. Then after Prabhupada is seated, we're going to garland Prabhupada. That's how we do when Acharya comes. One by one, the devotees are going to come and garland him. After garlanding is done, then we're going to do Gurupuja. We worship the Acharya. So we're going to do Gurupuja, Arati, and our dear Abhay Prabhu will be singing Guruvandana prayers, beautiful prayers. After Prabhupada sits here, we all pay obeisances. So I will guide you in that. I'm just going through the entire process. Okay, then we'll do Guruvandana. Then Guruvandana is over. Everybody will line up here and we'll give you the petals, flower petals we all offer to Prabhupada's lotus feet. Then after the flower offering is done, Prabhupada will come and sit in his Vyasasana, beautiful Vyasasana made by devotees. So with that, Abhay Prabhu will continue the Kirtan and I will announce when Prabhupada comes very close to the Vyasasana. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Not now. Not.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य दशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. No, it's right. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Oh Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, now Prabhupada is coming. Okay? Prabhupada is arriving, so please stand up. Please come. Pranam mantra.
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Everyone, Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Satyasara Prabhu offering Chandan to Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
So now we are going to offer garlands. Then the Gurupuja will start. Abhay Prabhu, you can continue your Kirtan while we are garlanding Prabhupada. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki.
So, Hare Krishna devotees, we are going to do Gurupuja. So, we all can rise up and we'll do Gurupuja. Jasubhadra will be the Pujari. And while Gurupuja is happening, so we kept some petals here. So, we all can line up. Prabhu's first, then Mataji's. Can come and offer flower petals to Srila Prabhupada. And that's a tradition. So, 1 minute.
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Shri Guru Charana
Prabhu, class 12 o'clock supposed to start. I told him that.
Kevala Bhakti Sadma
12:30.
Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakti Sadma Shri Guru Charana बंधु मोए सावधान माते, बंधु मोए सावधान जहरा प्रसादे पाए, हे बाब तोरिया जाए,
जहरा प्रसादे पाए।
कृष्ण प्राप्ति होए जहाँ है ते, कृष्ण प्राप्ति
हो जा ते,
कृष्ण प्राप्ति होए जहाँ है ते,
कृष्ण प्राप्ति हो।
Yeah. Prabhu, please stand in a line.
गुरुमुख पद्मावक्या चितति कोरिया क्या, गुरुमुख गुरुमुख पद्मावक्या चितति कोरिया क्या,
गुरुमुख पद्मावक्या चितते कोरिवो क्या,
हरना कोरी गो मने आशा,
हरना कोरी हो माना आशा,
हरना कोरी गो मने आशा,
हरना मरो माने आशा।
श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति,
श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति,
जे प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा,
श्री
प्रसादे पूरे
लाइन प्रभु
जे प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा, जे प्रसादे पूरे सर्व चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से,
चक्षुदान दिल जाय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से,
चक्षुदान दिले जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से,
चक्षुदान दिलो जाय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से,
दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो,
दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो,
दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो,
दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो,
प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते,
दिव्य होते अविभक्ति होते,
प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते,
प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते,
वेदे गाय जहाँ चरितो,
वेद गाय जहाँ चरी,
श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आधम जनार बंधु,
श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आधम जनार बंधु,
श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आधम जनार बंधु,
श्री गुरु चरण सिंधु आधम जनार बंधु,
लोकेना लोकेरा जीवाना,
लोकेना लोकेरा जीवाना,
प्रभु को दया देखो मोहे पदशया
आहा प्रभु करो दया देहा मोरे प्रादया
आहा प्रभु करो दया देगो मोरे पदशया
आहा प्रभु करो दया देहा मोरे प्रादया
हे बेजा शुचु त्रिभुवना
हे बेजा शुचु त्रिभुवना
हे बेजा शुचु त्रिभुवना
ये बेजाज गुजग त्रिभुवना
प्रभुपाद पतित पवना
प्रभुपाद पतित पवना
प्रभुपाद पतित पवना
प्रभुपाद पतित पवना
जय प्रभुपदा 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 शिल प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा 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 शिल प्रभुपदा जय
प्रभुपदा
जय गुरुदेवा गुरुदेवा जय
everybody taking 2-3 petals and you take more and take
गुरुदेवा
offer more
जय
petals
गुरुदेवा जय निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल
निताय गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि बोल श्रील प्रभुपाद की
Hare Krishna. So we have more flowers, so please take a lot and offer to Srila Prabhupada. Huh? Hare Krishna.
This backward is common. Check more like this. Oh, very good.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram.
Oh, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Oh, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hold on. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama. Like that. Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram.
Ram Ram Hare.
Oh, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Ram Ram.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare.
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya.
Yeah, take from there. These are dropped one.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Go down here.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura Premanandi,
Hare Hare Bol.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare.
Prabhu, you ready?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare.
Prabhu is ready, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Can you give indication, Prabhu? 12:30. We are going to. Tell him. We are ready.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bolo Hare Krishna, Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai Gaur Premanandi.
Hare Hare Bol. Thank you, Abhay Kulkarni Prabhu. That's a wonderful Kirtan. Thank you, Kirtan, for Mridanga. So, thank you all for presenting this wonderful, auspicious Prabhupada Welcome Day, welcome program. And today we have a very special speaker, His Grace Rasikendra Prabhu, very senior devotee from Houston congregation. Here is a brief introduction about Prabhu. Born to South Indian immigrants in Singapore, Rasikendra Prabhu became exposed to Srila Prabhupada books when he was about 12-year-old. After his eldest sister purchased the Bhagavad Gita as it is and an entire set of Srimad Bhagavatam, he came to Texas in December 1991 to pursue his graduate studies in engineering at the University of Texas at Arlington. Shortly thereafter, he met devotees from Dallas ISKCON Temple for the first time on the university campus. Enthused and encouraged by their saintly association, he developed friendship with them and started chanting and frequenting the temple. He met his spiritual master, Srila Krishna Goswami, in 1992. He moved into the Dallas devotee community in 1994 and received first initiation in Dallas in January 1995 and received Brahminical initiation in the next year, May. Prabhu got married to Padaduli Devidasi in Dallas on Govardhan Puja in November 1996. Their marriage was arranged and presided over by their spiritual master, Srila Krishna Goswami. They have a daughter, Tamalapriya. After receiving his PhD in aerospace engineering in December 2004 from the University of Texas at Arlington, he was employed as a faculty there. Then he and his wife moved to Houston in March 2006. At present, Prabhu works as an engineer, entrepreneur, and investor. He resides with his family close to the Houston ISKCON Temple. He manages Krishna Goswami Memorial Foundation, which continues the sacred legacy of Maharaj by printing and distributing his books. He leads fundraising initiative for various ISKCON projects, actively participate in outreach program and initiative to spread Srila Prabhupada teachings to the masses. We are truly blessed to have Prabhupada association today. With that, let us welcome Rasikendra Prabhu by loudly chanting one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Rasikendra Prabhu, over to you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can you all hear me?
We cannot hear.
Thank you. So I feel very humbled and very honored to be invited to speak on this most sacred day, most blessed day. Srila Prabhupada has been invited in the form of his Archa Murthi to become present on the altar. So it's a very special occasion, not only for me, it's for actually everybody there who are gathered here and everybody who's part of the congregation of the temple. Srila Prabhupada, sometimes when we are not very thoughtful, we tend to focus on the deities and not the Acharya. So it is a fact stated in scriptures again and again that the Acharya Mam Vijaniya, it is said that the Krishna says that the Acharya and me, they're not different. In fact, without the Acharya, we don't have access to Krishna. We don't have access to Vaikuntha. We don't have access to any spiritual knowledge, actually. We may say, what do you mean? I've got my Bhagavad Gita I'm reading. You may have the Bhagavad Gita in the form of a book, but you will not get access to that knowledge. Krishna has specifically made the Guru Parampara as the conduit by which we can receive transcendental knowledge. Material knowledge you can get anytime, okay? But to receive spiritual knowledge and to understand spiritual knowledge, it can only come through the Parampara, the Guru Parampara. So it will be good for us to, on this day where Prabhupada has arrived, to actually be reminded who is Srila Prabhupada, what is his unique position, what is his contribution, what is the difference he's made in this world, in our lives, okay? So all of you know, Srila Prabhupada was born 1896, in Kolkata, in a Vaishnava family. Father was Prabhupada's biological father, Gaur Mohan Dey, was a very, very pure devotee of Radha Govindaji, always serving them very devoutly, and also teaching Srila Prabhupada so many Vaishnava education when he was young. So, and also arranging a Ratha Yatra festival for Srila Prabhupada when he was very young, and always setting a very wonderful example for Srila Prabhupada. So sometimes it may appear like, Prabhupada was born in a family, ordinary family in Kolkata, but if we really scrutinize the life of Srila Prabhupada, his whole life was a preparation. I don't know if you all have read Srila Prabhupada's Leelamrita by Satsvarup Maharaj. The first chapter is called A Lifetime of Preparation. Okay, so Krishna sends his devotees, okay? And if we look at Srila Prabhupada, he has come for the specific purpose to bring the message of Lord Chaitanya to the Western world, to bring the holy name of Krishna to the world, to the Western world, and then throughout the whole globe. Okay, Prabhupada was trying very hard in India. He started what was called the League of Devotees, okay? Because Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, when Prabhupada first met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Prabhupada was like 27 years old, maybe. In fact, Prabhupada didn't want to go. One of his Prabhupada's very close friend, Narendranath Malik, say, hey, there's this sadhu, you have to come and see him. He looks very extraordinary. Prabhupada say, you know, I've seen so many sadhus. My father used to invite at least 3 sadhus every day to my house and feed them. I've seen so many sadhus. I was not too impressed with them. No. This is a very special person. A very, very luminous person. You should come. So Prabhupada kind of very reluctantly came, and then Narendranath Malik and Srila Prabhupada came in the midst of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. You know, he was addressing his disciples. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the first thing he said that you look like an intelligent boy. You should take this message of Lord Chaitanya to the Western world. I mean, immediately, the first instruction. I mean, Prabhupada challenged, say, who will listen to this message of Lord Chaitanya when India is under the subjugation of the British? So we have to be freed from the British before we can do anything. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur replied, he said that the message of Chaitanya is so urgent, it cannot wait for such material considerations. India is now under the subjugation of the British, but in the future, Britain can become under the subjugation of India. So these things are temporary, but the message of Lord Chaitanya is so urgent, it cannot wait for such considerations. So Prabhupada was so impressed by this exalted person talking to him. And internally, he at that point accepted that this person is a bona fide, close associate of Lord Chaitanya. So then that meeting sparked off a series of events, and Prabhupada befriended the disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Whenever they came to the city where Prabhupada was, Prabhupada used to associate with them. Prabhupada used to help them organize preaching programs. And like that, Prabhupada also kept in touch with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And then Srila Prabhupada got initiated, and his name was given Abhaya Charanarabinda Das. Okay? Meaning one who has become fearless because of taking shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna. Okay? So Prabhupada tried very hard to follow the instructions of Guru Maharaj. He always encouraged him to print books. So then over time, because the Gaudiya Math, the organization set up by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur set up 64 maths all over India. And the headquarters was in Calcutta, in Bagh Bazaar, that big temple. So, and there, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur disciples were already, because the movement was becoming very opulent, there was a lot of property. So among them, some of them who became selfish, they started fighting among themselves in the presence of Srila Bhakti. Say, who is going to get this room here? Who's
Krishna Prabhu, are you there?
Hare Krishna devotees, can you move little forward that side so that whoever join can sit here? Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Yeah.
Not yet connected. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Sorry for the minor glitch there. So back to where we were. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was once addressing his disciples and Prabhupada. So that time he was very concerned that how will his teachings be taken outside of India. So he had actually sent some disciples to India, to Germany, and to the UK. They didn't meet with much success and they came back. They came with few Western disciples. So once Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was addressing his disciples, Prabhupada was in the midst of this disciple. So he asked this question, he said, which one of you here will take this urgent message of Lord Chaitanya to the Western world? So he was looking, and then finally his glance fell on Srila Prabhupada. And like a very intense glance fell on Prabhupada. So it was becoming very obvious that Srila Prabhupada was the chosen one. Then Prabhupada was, Prabhupada only had about 5 or 6 interactions, personal interactions with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. But he was always communicating in letters. So once, towards the last end of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's life, in Radha Kund, Prabhupada was walking around Radha Kund with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, there will be fire. So he meant that there would be fire in the sense that there will be so much intense infighting. After I live, there will be fire. Then he told him, if you get some money, print books. So Prabhupada, he didn't give a very, I could say, focused instructions. If you get money, you print books. And then in the last letter, Prabhupada wrote to him few days before Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur left December 31st. A few days before, Prabhupada written to him, if you have any final instructions for me, he said the same thing. Take this message to the Western world and print books and distribute these books. So Prabhupada was constantly meditating on this instruction. After Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur left, the whole Gaudiya Math fell apart, so much legal wrangling and so much infighting, people trying to take the position of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So Prabhupada tried very hard to get his fellow God brothers to cooperate with him to carry on the mission of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, but he couldn't make any progress because there was so much lack of cooperation. Everybody wanted to do their own stuff. So finally, Srila Prabhupada received sannyas, and also Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was constantly coming in Srila and telling him that you have to take sannyas in his dreams. And Prabhupada sometimes used to wake up very terrified, say, how could it be? Now I've got family, I've got young children to support. Like that, this was going on for a long time. And then Prabhupada's godbrother Bhakti Pragya Keshava Maharaj was also encouraging, and finally Srila Prabhupada took sannyas, and the sannyas name was Abhaya Charanara Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami. Prabhupada was given. So Prabhupada tried very hard. In India, he opened the League of Devotees, was distributing back to Godhead, but he made 1 disciple in India, 1955, by the name of Acharya Prabhakar, 1 disciple. I don't know if you all have seen, he speaks in Prabhupada Memories. And then Prabhupada, it became very obvious to Prabhupada that, Prabhupada moved to Vrindavan in Radha Damodar. He was, translating Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. And then somehow Krishna made a connection with him to Morarji, Sumati Morarji. And then she, with her help, Prabhupada, through the Jaladuta, came to Boston. Then everything else is history. Okay, I don't know if you all chanted Markine Bhagavat Dharma. Prabhupada's mood you can see in his composition. That what kind of surrendered mood, what kind of humble mood he was. Feeling totally incapable to take this message. He thought he'll come there and try and then come back to India. Even speaks about like that. Prabhupada speaks about that. That I thought I'll come here for a few months, distribute the teachings. At least the Bhagavatam would have reached here, the Bhagavad Gita would have reached here, and then I will go back. And Sumati Morarji was telling him, look, you are an old man, you will die. How can you even make that trip? Of course, all of you know Prabhupada had 2 heart attacks. So all this, and Prabhupada came with so little money, nothing, nobody. There was one contact there, Gopal Agarwal. Prabhupada stayed there. in Butler, Pennsylvania. And then Prabhupada decided to go to New York. So Krishna in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said, Kalikalera dharma harinam sankirtan Krishna Shakti vina nahi tara pravattan. He said, without in the Yuga Dharma for Kali Yuga is chanting the holy name of Krishna, Harinam Sankirtan, congregational chanting of the holy name of Krishna. And without being empowered by Krishna, one cannot spread the Sankirtan movement. Okay, so we can see that many people came, left to try to spread the dharma, but it didn't happen. But when Prabhupada came, everything happened because Prabhupada has the full empowerment of Lord Krishna. So it is said in the Chaitanya Mangal, it is said, Yadi papi chadi dharma dhure desha yai, mora senapati bhakta yai be tathai. He said there will be people who will run away from my teachings. Mahaprabhu says, all right, the simple people, and they will go to distant places. They will take birth in distant places. But my Senapati Bhakta, my foremost general among devotees, will go there and make them devotees. So we can see that Prabhupada's appearance has been predicted. Prabhupada, Bhaktivinoda Thakur predicted very soon there will be a personality who will appear and who will move freely in this world to spread the holy name of Krishna, to spread the message of the Bhagavad. And it's not by coincidence that in the year 1896, when Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur sent his book called Lord Chaitanya, His Life and Precepts to McGill University, that same year Srila Prabhupada was born. So Prabhupada was saying this is not a coincidence. Of course, Prabhupada was very humble, even though he knew he was the chosen one, he always was very humble about it. And Mahaprabhu also predicted, Prithivitiyache Nagaradi Gram Sarvatra Prachar Hoibe Moranam, say, my name will be chanted in every town and village, not only in India, but everywhere. In fact, I don't know if you all know, there were some devotees who went to the Antarctic and they did Gurupuja in the Antarctic to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada was fully bundled up. There was even some tourists there watching the Gurupuja in the Antarctic and chanting the holy name of Krishna. In fact, devotees have gone to the Amazon River to chant Harinam. Both of the tribal people there can get benefited. Because all of you know China, Russia, in the most remote places in the world, the holy name of Krishna has reached by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So we should never forget, if you really look at Srila Prabhupada Pranam Mantra, what does it say? The second Pranam Mantra, the first Pranam Mantra says, Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Our obeisances to A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who's very dear to Krishna because of having taken shelter of his lotus feet. Okay. Second Pranam Mantra, it says, Namaste Saraswati Deve. So Prabhupada composed the second mantra for his disciples to chant. And they asked, what mantra could be chanted? What Pranam mantras? And Prabhupada composed this, Namaste Saraswati Deve. He says that O servant of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, our obeisances to the servant of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. So Prabhupada first identified himself as the servant, as the meek and humble servant of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Namaste Saraswati Devi, Gauravani Pracharine, who is spreading the message of Lord Chaitanya, Gauravani, Chaitanyavani, Gauravani Pracharine. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Paschatya Deshatarine. So this horrible philosophy of Nirvishesh and Shunyavad, which has pervaded the Western world, you are delivering the Western world from this atheistic philosophy of Nirvishesh and Shunyavad. So Prabhupada saw his sole mission is to dispel impersonalism from this planet. What is impersonalism? Impersonal means God has no form, God has no name, God has no qualities. I am God, you are God. Ultimately, we are all God. That is impersonalism. Nirvishesh means ultimately there's nothing, void. So these are all atheistic philosophies. Gnostic in Sanskrit is called Gnostic. Kaivalya. So, but Vaishnava philosophy means God is a person, I am a person, my relationship with God is very, very intimate. I have an eternal relationship with God. I am the servant of God. I have an eternal destination. God has his eternal destination. That is also my destination. This is all Vaishnava philosophy. So Prabhupada came to spread this message, and he established ISKCON for the purpose of bringing devotees together and getting this philosophy systematically propagated with proper organization, with proper cooperation, with proper leadership. Prabhupada knew that if he did not establish an organization after he left, everything will become so splintered. So he found a core group of disciples who he gave them permission to initiate after his departure and to propagate his teachings, and always instructed them, don't change anything in my teaching. Prabhupada said, I only have 2 credits. I'm not a very big scholar. But I only have 2 credits. He said, I never changed anything what my spiritual master taught me. And then second thing, I was never lazy. Okay, so this is very important. And our teachings, Prabhupada is the Samstapaka Acharya, founder Acharya. Nobody can usurp Prabhupada's position. So Prabhupada disciples are also representatives of Srila Prabhupada. So this movement will go on as long as we are always keep Prabhupada's teachings, always serve Prabhupada with genuine sincerity, keep Prabhupada in the middle of ISKCON, then Krishna's empowerment will continue to flow in our lives, will continue to flow for future generations. The moment we try to remove Srila Prabhupada from the picture, it's like a branch which is cut off from the tree. So the tree of Lord Chaitanya is there, and there are many branches there. ISKCON is one very, very strong branch. And there will be sub-branches within ISKCON. They are all devotees with their spiritual masters, like that. That tree will also, that branch will also flourish. But if some branch in that or sub-branch is cut within that branch, it will lose its nourishment and it will dry up. Okay, so Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Evam parampara praptam imam raja rishiyo. We do that this knowledge is received through parampara. It cannot be manufactured, it cannot be created, it cannot be created by even the most brilliantly intelligent person. No, it is coming from Bhagavan, Dharmantu Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. Okay, and real dharma is contained in the heart of the Bhagavat. of the pure devotee. You cannot really learn dharma from books. You learn dharma from following a Bhagavat, who's personally following the teachings of the Bhagavat and his Bhagavat, Guru Maharaj. Okay, so it's a very simple process. We shouldn't make it very complex. The Acharya is always worshipped with Krishna. We don't just worship Krishna. We worship Krishna with the Acharya. So I will stop here. So always keep Prabhupada in the center of your lives and always serve those devotees who are very dedicated to Srila Prabhupada and to ISKCON, and your life will become blissful. So I will stop here. Okay? Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the nice class. Devotees online and as well as in the temple room, if you have any questions, please raise your hand. Okay, we are skipping the questions in the interest of time. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for wonderful class, and thank you for enlightening us about Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. May Prabhupada bless all of you again and again. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. We wish to have many more classes from you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna devotees, we are going to have Arati now. So please rise up and Hare Krishna. Kamala Nayana Prabhu. Kamala Nayana Prabhu. One time, Kamala Nayana Prabhu. No, I'm joking. Go you first. Two time. Kamala Nayana Prabhu. No, it's not here. Radha Damodar Prabhu. One time. Please come. Please move the TV to the corner. So, yes. So it's a beautiful cake made by Shika Prabhu. Take this on that table. We'll keep it here. Shika Mataji for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. The deities hand Srila Prabhupada. Take the cake also. Cake inside. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Is there someone who plays mridanga? I saw a mridanga here. Anybody can play the mridanga?
Yes.
Also, I'll say also everyone. So when we do kirtan, for those of you who don't know, the person leading, I lead with the melody and then everyone follows. Because sometimes everyone will sing when the person is singing, and then if I change melody, then it gets a little crazy. So whenever we do kirtan, the person leading, we listen and then we repeat. So that way everything goes smoothly. Okay. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine
Namaste Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya. See, she wants Maganga. It's okay, but she wants to play that. Okay.
Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachanine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadhanine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Everyone. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gora Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gora Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now everyone chants
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Ram Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare
Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Niti Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Nitai Gora Hari Bol
Hari Bol
Hari Bol
Hari Bol
Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai
Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai
Jaya Gauranitai Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai
Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Tagora Hari Bol
Hari Bol
Hari Bol
Hari Bol
Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Nitai Gora Hari Bol
Hari Bol
Hari Bol
Hari Bol
Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol, Tagore Hari Bol.
Jai Nitai Go Premanande
Hari Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna devotees, please play your obeisances and you will Prabhu will do Pramatvari prayer. Please obeisances.
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमाद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की सॉरी आई एम हैविंग अ ब्रेन फ्रीज नामाचार्य I'm so sorry. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhansa Parivrajakacarya Ashtottara Shata Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की नवदीप धाम की यमुना देवी गंगा देवी तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की बृहत मृदंगा की हरिनाम संकीर्तन की सामवेद भक्त वृंद की गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Apologies, I was so overwhelmed and saying Srila Prabhupada ki jai that I lost my train of thought, so sorry about that.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Prahlad Daine.
Prahlad Daine.
Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha.
Purvakshaha
Shila Tankanakalaye
Shilatan Kanakhalyaye
Ito Nasimha Parato Nasimha
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha
Yato Yato Yamitato Nasimha
Yato yato yami tato Narasimha
Barhe Nasimho Idahe Nasimho
Pahe Narasimha Idahe Narasimha
Narasimhamadim Saranam Prapade
Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade
Tava Kara Kamala Bahire Nakam Abhuta Shinga Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tano Bringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Tava Kara Kamala Vare Nakham Adbhut Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringam Keshavudrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare Jaya Jagadish Hare
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare
Keshavudrita Narahari Rupa Hare, Jaya Jagadish Hare.
Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya, Narasimhadev Jaya, Narasimhadev Jaya, Narasimhadev
Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya, Narasimhadev Jaya, Narasimhadev Jaya, Narasimhadev.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya, Prahlad Maharaj Jaya, Prahlad Maharaj Jaya, Prahlad Maharaj
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya, Prahlad Maharaj Jaya, Prahlad Maharaj Jaya, Prahlad
Jaya
Maharaj.
Prabhupada,
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 Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada,
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jai Nrsimha Bhagavan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna devotees, thank you once again being here on the auspicious day. Today we are welcoming Srila Prabhupada. Today's announcements, today's Sunday feast is sponsored by